Perth, a really lovely surface to play on, and it presents really good football, really fast football out there, and you can see the ball zipping around on the park.
Big 45 minutes for Canberra United coming up, if they have any intentions of finishing in the top four. No changes to either side at the interval. Unsurprising, you'd think. United do have the pace for Taylor Young on the bench, we mentioned. Demi Koulazakis and Richard Goldstein, other attacking options.
Look, that's quite a formidable bench there from Canberra United, to have that kind of strength coming on, to have that kind of speed coming on. It doesn't matter what sort of fresh legs enter the fray later in this match, and I'm sure we'll see that happen. I'm sure they'll make an impact to this game.
You mentioned it in the first half about the tough schedule for the Glory. They did play on Monday. Be interesting to see if they could become a bit leggy as the game wears on. Here's Sarah Carroll winning that duel with Michelle Heyman.
Well, it certainly has cooled down here in Canberra, and where we had that sun in the first half, just the sting from the sky's gone, and it's nice. It's a nice cool evening now. It's actually a really lovely evening for football. There's a slight breeze in the air and a bit of cloud cover as well. It's really beautiful out here at Viking Park.
Emma Ilioski thriving in the conditions, driving forwards, looking for Satchel. Perth want the ball. They're not going to get it though. Natasha Rigby was adamant it was hers. Satchel away from Morgan, but not Lowry. Moreno. Steinmetz to Gale. And on ball forward looking for Moreno. Beaten in the air by Fletcher though.
I just love that aerial ability there from Kendall Fletcher. Yeah, she's not an overly tall player, but she's just got really perfect timing, really great judgment of a ball in flight.
Super experienced player, 88th time she played in the W League. Here's Hughes. Ma. Bit of room for Keir. Can she pick the pass? Deflection took it away from Heyman. Moreno, beautiful control. And Fletcher came through to win it. Legally so, says Laura Lee.
It's a number of times in this first half now we've seen Moreno. She's getting a lot of the ball at feet, a lot of the ball, a lot of possession, and she's playing off that back line of Canberra United really well. Just floating in between spaces there, and been quite effective. Moreno has been in this match.
Yeah, just floats in and around, as you say, and Hannah Lowry and Sarah Morgan do the running to good effect as well.
Yeah, look, there appears to be a fairly decent midfield rotation in there between Steinmetz, Morgan and Lowry, and they're just rotating in and out of those positions, and occasionally you'll hear a Packers just yell out an instruction there to keep them in check, but they're being quite effective for the first 45.
Gale ran into a brick wall, finds Rigby, and the ricochet goes Glory's way. Heyman. Hughes should get a toe onto it. And Heyman tried to step away from Steinmetz. Good tackle though from the midfielder. Morgan spreads it wide. And Delaharp, whose goal line clearance kept it at 1-1 at the break. Could be another pivotal moment in the game, that one. Canberra have an incredible record when they've gone ahead in matches. 84th time they've done it today. Of those, they've only lost 3, 11 draws and 69 wins.
We've certainly seen the ability Canberra United have to pinch a game back in the dying minutes of the game, and I'm sure Vicky Linton down on the sideline there will be hoping that they don't wait to those final few minutes and able to tuck away something a little bit earlier than that and just appease the anxiety around this game, as this is a must-win for Canberra United.
Conversely, Perth conceded the first goal 83 times. And they've lost 62 of those matches. They'll be looking to change a few of those stats in the second half. It's United with most of the possession though so far. Hughes steps away nicely from Steinmetz, lines one up, and well, we've seen her pull the trigger from there before this year.
Yeah, we certainly have seen that from Laura Hughes, and a lovely little move in the centre of the park there just to evade Steinmetz in that defensive pressure. And I think the decision to shoot on that opportunity was right. Here we see that one from Laura Hughes, who's such a technical little player, and it's a cheeky little move. And Yeah, look, I don't mind a shot from that kind of range, and we have seen Laura Hughes finish them, so not a bad effort, but just a bit too much on that one.
Quick feet from the diminutive Laura Hughes. Gale flicks on. Ilioski tried the little trick, didn't come off. Rigby. Satchel snapping into the challenge, not once but twice. Rigby wins it back though, and then puts a decent ball in behind here. And communication the key, and Jess Nash decided to take control of the situation.
Well, that challenge there between Satchel and Rigby, such similar kind of players in terms of their agility and their speed, and that's a really good battle we're seeing on our hands in this match.
Anton clips it forwards. Moreno nods it down. Lowry under control. Gale. Moreno. Thought about it. Wound it up. Didn't get the connection she wanted. At the heart of everything good that Glory are doing though, Alexia Moreno. And that was nice from Heyman to Ilioski. Wants it back, does Michelle Heyman. Gets it back. Runners to the right. It was Hughes. The move dies a quick death.
Yeah, look, not a bad bit of play there from Canberra United. The throw from Keely Richards, Michelle Heyman made easy work of that, but wasn't an easy piece to control, and nice connecting passage with Emma Ilioski, and just unable to get that final pass through from Laura Hughes. Just took too much of a heavy touch, but some good build-up play from Canberra United.
Glory's turn to keep a bit of possession. Carroll to Anton. Delaharp. Douglas. Delaharp again. Now Morgan can switch the point of attack, but Grace Marr was in the way. Steinmetz too strong. Morgan for Rigby. 4 white shirts ahead of her, one of them Moreno. Looks for Douglas in behind. Lovely ball that from Moreno. Douglas was there, and Richards maybe slow to come off her line originally, but made the right decision in the end.
Yeah, like a little moment's hesitation there from Keely Richards, perhaps a nervous step, but in the end she did make the right decision, came off her line and was able to collect that one through, and she had Caitlin Douglas bearing down on her, looking for a second opportunity on goal.
Flannery stretching her legs for the first time in the second half. Heyman in the middle, that's where it's aimed for. It's up for Michelle Heyman, who clatters Oldfeld. No free kick, says Lara Lee, and then says yes there was. Thought it would be highly unlikely that Michelle Heyman would have got away with that challenge.
Yeah, look, it's more often than not that a referee is going to protect a goalkeeper in that instance, and Michelle Heyman really good in the air. Here's that opportunity again, that early ball through from Moreno, and Keely Richards has just come off her line and in the last moment changed her body positioning to collect that. And here we're seeing Nikki Flannery's cross now into Michelle Heyman. A decent aerial challenge, but yeah, goalkeeper's always going to get protection in that instance.
Caitlin Douglas at the other end was half a stride away from getting on that ball. A warning sign if Canberra needed one. Marr won the header, ball went the wrong way. Galich tidies up. Ilioski for Satchel. Nice feet from Paige Satchel. Marr out of a tight spot. Hughes, now there's room for Lauren Keir. Satchel the runner ahead, but the ball's played behind her. Promise in tight situations, just that final ball for both teams at the moment. Heyman, there's a slip, and Michelle Heyman's racing onto this. Michelle Heyman, Oldfeld denies her. Heyman on the turn, swings it goalwards. Michelle Heyman, record breaker. She stands alone. 71 W League goals, the greatest goal scorer ever in the history of the league. Michelle Heyman, take a bow.
Oh, well, Michelle Heyman, you can see what that one means to this Canberra United side. Congratulations, Michelle Heyman. What a finish, what a player, and what a record. That's a record this league has been anticipating for some time now. A little courteous clap to the crowd.
8 goals for the season for Michelle Heyman, 71 in total. She goes above Sam Kerr. The chance seemed to have gone. Well, Oldfeld did everything right.
Oh, she did. What a brilliant first save from Oldfeld, and she'll be so disappointed. But Michelle, to turn and make something of that second opportunity and find the top pocket there. Well done, Michelle Heyman. Congratulations on your 71st W League goal.
And perhaps more importantly, United back in front. Can Perth respond as they did in the first half? A moment of history here at Viking Park.
We just see Paige Satchell just getting a touch a little bit too far away from her, and sometimes I think she's perhaps a little bit too fast for her own good, and I don't know how that feels, but...
You and me both.
She's such a nuisance out there, Paige Satchell. She makes it really hard for any defender to deal with.
Of her 71 W League goals, there can't have been many better than that one in terms of finishing.
Look, it was a really class finish. I think just the fact that she was able to look up and find that.
Hughes lining one up. Laura Hughes straight down the middle, and Allfeld's called into action again. The crowd anticipates when Laura Hughes lines up from range.
I think Laura Hughes is so effective from that part of the field, and she just finds herself in these little pockets of space. It's a decent second touch there. Good strike, much better than the one she had a few moments ago. And I actually really like the decision by Alfield there to push that over the bar. She hasn't tried to catch it. She hasn't tried to parry that one down. Good goalkeeping by Alfield, and a decent strike there from Laura Hughes.
You can feel that Canberra United are turning the screw here. Mara takes a corner short. He's going to get an opportunity now, perhaps to swing it into the penalty area. It's a good one towards the far post, and Galich wasn't too far away from connecting. Important spell this for Perth Glory if they're to stay in the contest.
That's a really handy little corner there from Canberra United as well. I dare say that might be a set piece, a short corner with the wraparound, and Gracie Marr then there on her left foot. Beautiful ball into the far post, and just was unable to find a Canberra United head on the end of it.
All of Michelle Heyman's goals have come at this venue this season. And that's her 9th against the Glory, against whom she scored 2 of her 4 W League hat-tricks. She loves this opposition.
I'm sure Vicky Linton's thinking, and here's the goal again. And
it's a critical slip, wasn't there? But that was a great save. And then this, though, that's something special.
Yeah, it is. To have the vision, to have the know-how to turn and get that shot away before she had too much pressure on her, and just know that Alfeld was out of the goal. That was a really top finish from Michelle Heyman.
The old football cliche, the next goal is going to be critical in this one. If Canberra get it, you can't see Perth coming back. However, I do recall a game a couple of seasons ago. Sam Kerr was at her prime. United were 4-1 up against 10 players with, 8 minutes to go? And it finished 4 apiece.
The Sam Kerr show.
Here's Moreno. Space for Gale. Not much in support. Nash will take commands again. Clips it away. And eventually, it's out for a throw. Perth's bench, Tia McKenna, Patricia Charalambos, Mariana Tabane and Katarina Djukic, the outfield options. So there's options there for Alexander Apakis, should he wish to shake things up.
Look, it's stating the obvious there, but Vicky Linton and Canberra United cannot emphasise how critical it is that these next few minutes are especially cohesive and sound and resolute in their defensive shape, their defensive structure. If they can keep Perth Glory out for these next few minutes and really turn the screw on this game, they're looking the goods going into their final series.
Carroll lifts it towards Moreno. Tries to flick it onto herself. It's awkward for Nash. And Fletcher dives in where many wouldn't put a boot. Satchel can bring it away. Gale forces it backwards though. That's a nice pick for Nash. Keir's the option to the right. Heyman screaming for it down the middle. If Lauren Keir can swing it in towards Michelle Heyman, it's in that general direction. A bit too close to the keeper.
Look, I don't mind that there from Lauren Keir, although Michelle Heyman, well, she was asking for it. She did have sort of 3-4 defenders to contend with, and although I wouldn't put it past her to challenge that one, perhaps the percentage play was trying to find feet and keep possession.
Having scored the goal she just did, she probably thinks that anything in there just doesn't matter if there's 3 or 4 defenders. Would be buzzing. Carroll, tidy ball forward for Steinmetz. Takes it in stride. And runs into a cul-de-sac and It may have come off Steinmetz last. We're going to get a change, a double change. Katarina Djukic is coming on for Moreno, who's run a race.
Look, I think that's been a really good stint there from Moreno. I think she got a lot of quality possession, a lot of quality ball to feet. She was an important link-up player there for Perth Glory, so takes a welcome rest and a well-deserved rest.
And Tia McKenna comes on for Malia Steinmetz. Again, another player who's put a fair old shift in the hour that we've played here at Viking Park.
Coming off, sorry.
Gale looking to use her strength. Ilioski pirouettes away. Rigby thumping challenge with Satchel as it's been all evening. No call to us between those two. First involvement for Djukic. Quite an experienced player now in terms of W League appearances. Katarina Djukic, 34th match to start this evening. Hughes picks it up ahead of Morgan. Morgan bundles her over.
Former Canberra United Academy teammates in Sarah Morgan and Laura Hughes there, so...
Would be the first time they've come together.
No, that's right, and I'm sure no love lost on that challenge.
She's done well on her return to Canberra this evening as Sarah Morgan. Heyman can't get away this time. McKenna, nice first involvement for her. Carroll rode her luck but finds Lowry. Delaharp, Morgan. Delaharp once more. Target was Gale. In the main, United have defended that ball quite well.
Yeah, I think it's a ball that Kendall Fletcher, Jessica Nash are really alert to, and their positioning, their spacing on the field is quite good. I don't think I've seen defensively them being beat with the ball over the top.
Good turn from Paige Satchel, and she wins herself a free kick. Glory quite incredulous.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that one was for. Whether we missed it up here, Russ, but
You and 11 Perth players. And I'll add myself to that. Looked like Satchel had just run into a dead end. Fletcher with a free kick. Looking for Heyman, who's peeled away from Rigby. Forced wide though. Fizzes it across towards Flannery. Fair bit of velocity on that ball. Nash. Keir. Hughes. Keir. Stepping in was Delaharp, who's enjoyed a solid performance at fullback.
yeah, Delaharp is another one of those players for me that has really stepped up throughout this W League campaign. Opportunity for NPLW player to really establish themselves in the W League, and I think that's something that she's done so well, and she's had a great season with Perth Glory.
We've mentioned it a lot this season on calls that we've done together as well, Grace, and you have in other games about the lack of, the big name Matildas overseas, but it's given the opportunity to these NPL players to step up, and they've certainly shone.
Yeah, they absolutely have, and it's given the opportunity, it's given the chance, it's given the platform, and I think girls step up to that occasion, and we've certainly seen a raft of younger girls, younger players doing so this season. It's just really promising for the future of not only the W League, but the Matildas as well.
3-player wall in front of Kendall Fletcher, who's entrusted with the free kick. United have 5 players over on the left. Fletcher will look to pick one out in towards where Lauren Keir was. Good win from Rigby. Delaharp can bring it away and then send Morgan on her merry way down the wing. Kendall Fletcher, though, saw it all day. Lowry in midfield. Djukic. McKenna. Glory responded well to going behind.
Yeah, look, they have. It doesn't seem to be any real great sense of panic from them or urgency. They're sort of maintaining possession when they need to quite well, and not losing their bundle, which is incredibly important for a younger side as well.
Especially for a side that's only picked up 1 point from 7 matches this season. Could quite easily turn into frustration, but it hasn't yet. Here's Satchel, and she is quick. Carroll has trouble trundling in her wake. Satchel twisting, looking to get it into the area. Ilioski is tasked. Lowry clears. Hughes tries a little trick, but McKenna saw it. Galich's turn to turn on a dime. Heyman.
So important now for Canberra United just to hit feet and to keep it. You can see a couple of calls around the field. Hear a couple of calls around the field, from Canberra United players, from the coaching staff on the side, just to keep it.
Lauren Keir driving forwards. Flannery in the area. Opportunity if she can pick the right pass. McKenna did the defensive duties.
Just needed to be a little glance over her shoulder there from Nikki Flannery to see if any runners were coming in at the end of that ball. Almost a moment of wasted possession, but you'd wonder shortly to see if Canberra United might make a change, bring on some fresh legs coming into the 67th minute of this match. And off screen, Demi Koulazakis warming up might be that player.
Does need some fresh legs. Hayley Taylor-Young going to join her as well. That's just what Perth would want, wouldn't it?
That is the last thing I would want to see. Hayley Taylor-Young, Demi Koulazakis coming on, fresh legs.
We're giving it away here to Satchel. Here's Hughes. Every time she cuts in field, you think she's going to create some space for a shot.
Look, I think she's looking for it. I think she certainly is looking for that opportunity.
It's Ilioski with the tricky feet. Nash. Keir, again, buckets of space for Lauren Keir. Fires it into the air. It's a good ball as well, but no one in a Canberra shirt had gambled.
Yeah, I like the idea there from Lauren Keir, and the ball had a lovely shape on it, lovely texture coming across the top of the six there, but as you mentioned, Russ, no one from Canberra United was looking to get on the end of it.
Ilioski back to Nash. Lifts it forward, the flag will probably go up here. I think Hughes was probably offside.
Yeah, interesting one there. I certainly thought Hughes was offside, but I thought perhaps Satchel and maybe Heyman as well had kept their run and kept the shoulder of their defender onside, but that's okay. We'll carry on.
No harm, no foul. Here's Fletcher. Nash. So composed for one so young, Jess Nash. Galich invited Flannery into the penalty area, didn't quite have the weight on it. Another interesting idea though. Vicky Linton's about to make some changes. Ilioski scampers away. Good challenge back from Gale though. Bit unlucky there, the Glory midfielder. Richards, who's not had much to do in the second half, just that one through ball which Caitlin Douglas threatened to get on the end of. Certainly are going to see Demi Koulazakis and Hayley Taylor-Young. Interesting to see who gets taken off here. Paige Satchel's done incredibly well and run a lot today. Meanwhile, half a chance for Gale, who couldn't quite get her foot over the ball. Difficult one, came at a tough angle for her.
That would have been a lot to ask from Gale there, and Canberra United and the fourth official just waiting for a break in play to make this sub, to make this change.
Press on the United defence here, and it almost paid dividends for Glory. Ilioski under pressure. Does well to get rid of it. Comes straight back though. Miles ball towards Flannery. And she'll fancy herself in this chase with Anton, who's done exceptionally well. I'm going to see a pile of changes here. Let's keep on this if we can. Mariana Tabane coming on for Sarah Morgan. The first of a double change for Glory. Patricia Charalambos for Jamie Lee Gale. So there'll be a real reshuffle for Perth. In the meantime, Canberra will get on with the throw. Kulazakis and Haley Taylor-Young will have to wait just a bit longer.
If recent weeks are to go by, I imagine Haley Taylor-Young will look to replace a straight swap with someone like Paige Satchel, Demi Kulazakis. Yeah, interesting one. Whether she goes for a straight swap for someone in the midfield in the way of Hughes or Marr, or if Galich has seen a trot for the day, or Michelle Heyman. She's versatile in what Kulazakis can do and where she can be brought onto into this team.
Flannery did well to win the ball back. Looks for Hughes. Bit of space here for Douglas. Now Dukic, 3-on-3 momentarily. She's gone for the chip. Dukic! And she's found the goal! Keely Richards off her line. And Katarina Dukic has put Perth right back into the contest. Super finish.
Oh, that is a quality finish there from Dukic. And what a strike from distance. Keely Richards, she's going to be incredibly disappointed with her effort on that one. She got a hand to it, but was just unable to keep that one out of the net. But geez, that had some venom behind it from Dukic, didn't it?
Picked it up in midfield. Look how far out she is. And then the lofted finish. Richards chipped for the second time. Dukic with the goal. And it's 2-2.
Yeah, in terms of a super sub, that's exactly what you're looking for from Alex Apakis' side. And Dukic, I love that from a midfielder, just having the know-how to look up, see the keeper off their line and just put your boot through it, and she's done that really well. She's struck that really beautifully. And just while we had that replay then, we've seen the double change for Canberra United. Haley Taylor-Young's come on for Paige Satchel, and it's Demi Kulazakis who has taken the place of Grace Marr in the midfield.
Well, we have seen 4 exceptional goals this evening, and we've still got 20 minutes to play. First involvement for Taylor-Young. Rigby's seen off the pace of Satchel, replaced by that of Taylor-Young.
Oh, well, Rigby's going to have a work cut out for her there. Haley Taylor-Young, she's just so quick, she's so rapid, and she's really tough to defend against. She's such a solid, strong girl as well, and she's really effective as an impact player for this Canberra United side. Tabane,
Hugely experienced midfielder. This is their 124th match in the W League. And we mentioned Perth and their frustration. They have fought their way back into this for the second time. Played their way back into it as well.
But they haven't. We mentioned it before, Russ, that they didn't seem too panicked from that Canberra second goal coming through, and I think that's incredibly important to the fact that they've just equalised. They kept their heads about them and maintained possession. They didn't panic and sort of launch it long at every opportunity, and real credit to Perth for the ability to pull that one back. We
mentioned at the top of the broadcast that this game had seen 89 goals across its history. Another 4 this evening, and as we said, they're unlikely to have been 4 better ones. Can either side go on and win it?
Yeah, I was about to say, there's still plenty of football to be played, but just Canberra United, they need to be able to see a game through, and when they get ahead with a goal, they need to be able to lock things down and play really smart, really composed football. And just on these 2 occasions, we've seen them go ahead, inject a bit of venom into the side, and then just drop off. And moments of complacency like that are continuing to hurt them.
Well, the good news, if you're a Canberra fan, is witching hour is upon us. This is the moment when Canberra usually kick in a gear in the last 15 minutes of this venue.
Look, it's always an emotional roller coaster here for Canberra United fans.
You can see there's a spring in the step of the glory, as you would expect. Twice they find themselves behind, twice they pulled themselves back level. Rigby. Fletcher wins it for Canberra, away from McKenna. Taylor-Young's ahead and can wrap her foot around this, swings it in, but didn't get enough on it in terms of direction. Where's this one going to end, Grace Gill?
Jeez, Russ, that's a good question. It's tough, and we've just seen Kendall Fletcher there sort of driving up the field, and she tends to do this when Canberra United go behind, and she likes to take the game into her own hands. And for Perth Glory, I'd be really worried about that, because as a centre-back driving up the middle of the field, she doesn't make life easy for them.
Well, there's one thing W League does guarantee, and that's excitement and entertainment. And plenty of goals. Cracking match here in Canberra. Here's Charan Ambos. Her first involvement was at Canberra last year, of course. into Bain. Charon Amos again. Looked for Jukic. Here's Lowry, intercepted. Fair old amount of ping on that for Douglas to chase. And Richards does what Richards does. Read that well. Loose from Nash. It's a rarity. Here's Jukic again. Will she try her luck again? I think she thought about it.
Look, and I think for the fact that we've just seen Jukic hit a beautiful strike from that kind of area in the field, that she's probably still just got too much space and time for my liking. Canberra United need to be alert to that, need to be closer to their 1v1 opponents.
Huge chance here. Hughes has found Taylor Young. Acres of space to run into Hayley Taylor-Young. Onto that right foot. And the deflection from Natasha Rigby was pivotal.
Yeah, it's a really important intervention there by Tash Rigby. Just a little toe in, and that's poked that one out for a corner for Canberra United. But you can see the injection of pace that someone like Hayley Taylor-Young has coming on, and when she's got space and just field in front of her, that's when she's most dangerous. But yeah, really well done, Tash Rigby.
Well, there's a corner. And you can see what it means to Canberra. Everybody's in there. This time the 6-yard box is busy. Swung into that area, and the header from Koulazakis was straight down the throat of Olfeld. Anywhere else would have been 3-2.
Yeah, Koulazakis has that ability. She has that aerial ability. I'd really love to see her pip one and get one away, but decent chance for Canberra United and a good ball in there from Galich.
We saw Laura Hughes hit one from distance, which the keeper made a decent save from earlier. Demi Koulazakis has a rocket of a shot, doesn't she? Which we saw in the warm-up as well.
Yeah, she does. She really does. Technically, she's quite sound, and when she connects, it absolutely flies. And she does have a rocket of a shot. You're right, Russ. We just haven't seen her completely utilise that yet.
Maybe tonight's the night. Fletcher looking for Heyman. Clever run in behind Michelle Heyman. Now looking for support. It's arrived in the form of Fletcher. The world's longest 1-2, that. And another corner.
This is where the experience of someone like Kendall Fletcher and Michelle Heyman really becomes incredibly important for Canberra United. You heard from Kendall Fletcher as she was running with that ball. She was looking for Michelle Heyman. She was calling her name, and not only did she find her, but she found the return pass on that 1-2.
We have a knowledgeable crowd here in Canberra, and you can feel them lift, and when they feel that there's a half a chance here, a buzz around the ground. It's spun into the penalty area. And it will be a goal kick on this occasion.
And again with another set piece here for Canberra United. Perth Glory have every single player behind the ball. They're just not taking any chances in the way of an outlet player up top. Happy to sit in defensively and absorb as much of Canberra United's pressure as they can.
Well, a draw wouldn't be terminal for Canberra, but it certainly would make life difficult. Trip to Newcastle Jets next up for Vicky Linton and her team. And we finish it back here next Friday, or Friday week I should say.
Friday week against Sydney FC.
Sydney FC may well have the title wrapped up by then, you would think. Here's Jukic looking for Douglas. 5-point gap at the top at the moment. Sad to hear that Ellie Brush's season was brought to a premature end though.
Yeah, I was really gutted, absolutely devastated for Ellie Brush to go down. And the moment I saw her do it, I think she knew. As a physio herself, she knew, and just really devastating that she's done her ACL. I believe she's already had surgery. But shout out to Ellie, and absolute thoughts with you, and to a speedy recovery. She was having a great season as well, wasn't she, Russ? Really performing for Sydney FC and corralling the defence there.
Absolutely, as she did for many a year down here. Fair to say, a Canberra United legend, Ellie Brush. As Grace says, we wish her a swift recovery. Meanwhile, are we going to get a winner? Glory feel it could be them. Della Harp. Anton under pressure from Heyman. Does well to step away. I think I might have stayed in.
It's one of those ones that's just hugged the touchline there, and that has stayed in, and Lauren Kears had to chase it down. But that pressure from Michelle Heyman is good, and it's really important for Canberra United at this point to have that kind of urgency. We've just got on 11 minutes of regulation time remaining in this match, and this is almost a must-win for Canberra. So that urgency, that pressure on Perth Glory's defence, that needs to happen at this point in the game.
Is it a must-win or is it also a mustn't-lose? How do they play this, Grace?
I think you need to be approaching this kind of game as a must-win. You need to be able to collect those 3 points, and especially when you've got another couple of tough matches looming for Canberra United, you need to put this kind of fixture away.
Well, Perth Glory are making it hard for them, as we knew they would. They've got themselves a throw deep in Canberra territory with time ticking away into the final 10 minutes here at Viking Park. 2 apiece. Flannery and Heyman for Canberra. And 2 crackers from Douglas and Jukic for Perth Glory, who are on the attack here. That's out towards Taylor Young. She'll try and let this run because she is quick, as we mentioned, and Rigby stands tall again, putting a really good shift, has Natasha Rigby.
Yeah, Rigby's just so solid for me. She rarely gets beaten for pace. She's really physical, doesn't mind getting stuck into a challenge, and she just leads her team. She leads this Perth Glory side, and she does with such resolute defending from the back.
Kulazakis finds Flannery. Nowhere to go. Alfeld, who's made a couple of really good saves in this one to deny Heyman and Hughes.
So those moments of the match that you reflect back on and think, had Canberra United put a couple of early goals away, how it could have shifted the momentum of this game, and instead of looming into a 10 minutes to go with a 2-all scoreline, how different this could have been.
We did a game here at the start of the season, didn't we, against Adelaide United, which ebbed and flowed and was full of goals in the last 5 minutes. A game that Canberra looked like they were going to have to settle for a point. This feels very similar. Here's Heyman.
There's still plenty of time left, plenty of football to be played.
Taylor Young.
Still more to come from this game yet, Russ.
Turns away from Rigby. Finds Heyman in space. Can she find the ball forward in towards Kulazakis, who gets a touch, and Demi Kulazakis slipped at the vital moment as she tried to get the shot away. A half chance.
Well, it was scrappy. Those final passes just weren't making feet where they needed to be, and Michelle Heyman just managed to push it through to Demi Kulazakis, but she couldn't settle that and get a shot away. But
credit to Della Hart for putting her under pressure. Canberra aren't done yet. Here's Heyman. Taylor Young inside. Hayley Taylor Young was there, but so was Anson again. And even wins the team a throw, I believe.
Look, Canberra United just need to keep the ball up this end of the field and need to lock Perth Glory in here, not allow them any easy possession. It's at this point in the match that they absolutely need to turn on the accelerators and give it everything they've got.
Fletcher wins the header. Heyman turns away from the first challenge, and again, that's not a bad looking ball. Kind of ball that Michelle Heyman would like herself, I guess.
Yeah, the ball's good there, but it's probably a bit wasteful just given that she doesn't have the runs coming in on the end of it, and whether it's someone takes a half chance or Michelle just delays that ball and that delivery until there is a runner there. It's just effective possession at this point in time is what Canberra United are looking for.
Fletcher, pressure by Tabane, wins a free kick. McKenna, the culprits.
And for a player of Mariana Tabane's experience and quality, it's a name we haven't mentioned too much since she's come on in her substitution. But she is a class player for Perth Glory. And
Heyman with a header in towards Flannery, who's chasing in. She's got there, Nikki Flannery, and it's blocked again as it was headed goalwards by Elizabeth Anson. Heroic defending.
Heroic defending there from Perth Glory. Fearless running there from Nikki Flannery. She's just squeezed that out of the hands of Alfeld there, but absolutely fearless coming through on that.
For the second time in the game, she must have thought she'd scored. Could have had a hat-trick easily tonight, but for good defending. It swung into the area. Fletcher was there, goes down under the challenge, and a penalty is awarded to Canberra United with 6 minutes to play.
Oh, well, Kendall Fletcher, again, coming up big with the experience here. She's given everything at that, putting her body on the line, and she's just invited a bit too much pressure from Perth Glory defenders. I'm sure we'll get another look back at this one, and Lara Lee, isn't she attracting the attention of the Perth Glory girls at the moment?
They're not happy. Not happy at all with Lara Lee. Fletcher went down. It's probably going to be Fletcher to take as well, isn't it?
Look, I think Kendall Fletcher will step up to take this one. If anyone has a steady head behind a penalty like this, it's Kendall Fletcher.
We haven't yet seen the replay. I'm sure we will shortly. In the meantime, Kendall Fletcher, ball tucked under arm. What a huge moment in the season. Here we go again. Swung in, and there was a lazy kick out perhaps. Wasn't much in it though.
Look, there wasn't a great deal in it, but in that area, that part of the field, all it needs is a little clip of the ankles, and I think that's exactly what it may have been, just on Kendall Fletcher's trailing foot there, and she will be the one to step up and take this penalty.
Well, 4 minutes to play, and off the ball there was a bit of argy-bargy as well. Demi Koulizakis went down. Only saw the tail end of that. There's a card coming out here. That's Katarina Jukic seeing yellow. It's all happening.
Look, really well officiated here by Lara Lee and an assistant referee, Delfina Domovsky, there, just keeping things under control. Jukic just frustration getting the better of her and giving a bit too much body there on Demi Koulizakis. But Kendall Fletcher, meanwhile, is just trying to keep a cool head.
She's been made to wait an awful long time for what could be the most important kick of a football this season for her in a Canberra United shirt. It's Kendall Fletcher against Lily Ohlfeld from the spot. Fletcher takes her time. Up she comes, hits the post, and the chance goes begging for United. Kendall Fletcher, usually so reliable, strikes the base of the post.
Oh, well, Kendall Fletcher has to take a deep breath, compose herself again for this corner.
Twists and turns in it. Another appeal for penalties, another penalty! Handball given! This is incredible!
Oh, Russ, I just don't believe it.
And the card's coming out here. It's a red, a second yellow card. This game has got everything. What a remarkable ending. 2 penalties in the space of 30 seconds.
I'm almost speechless up here, Russ. Just the drama behind this, the unexpected second penalty, the handball off that one, the red card. Lara Lee stepping up and taking control of this match. And we'll get another look at this as well. Off a Bianca Garlich corner.
It flicked up, and it was one of those ones, ball to hands on Rigby. Carroll obviously said something. She gets a second yellow and is sent off. Perth down to 10. Deja vu.
Well,
we go again.
We go again, Russ. An incredibly brave officiating here by Lara Lee. Absolute respect for the decision she's making here in making those calls. You know, you see a lot of referees let those things go or let those things play, but when it is a ball to hand like that and the hand is in an unnatural position away from the body, it's a call you have to make.
Well, I mentioned witching hour and the drama we get here at Viking Park. Well, this is right up there with it. Kendall Fletcher, will it be a reprieve? A second chance from the spot within 60 seconds of the last one hitting the post. I haven't seen anything like this in years. Fletcher, take 2 against Ohlfeld. This time, can she make it count? A hush around the ground. It's Fletcher, and she's missed again! You cannot believe this! This is quite incredible. 2 chances from the spot from a player who normally never misses, and both have gone begging.
Oh, well, Kendall Fletcher, it doesn't need to be said how disappointed she will be. If you were a betting person, Russ, you'd put any amount of money on Kendall Fletcher to bury one of those opportunities, and it just wasn't meant to be with her night tonight, and she's just shanked that one wide, and how disappointing for Kendall, how disappointing for Canberra United. The drama at the end of this game, Russ, you're right, you called it, it's witching hour, and that's certainly come true.
Showed remarkable fortitude to step up and take it again after missing the first one. And Glory have dodged a bullet twice. Well, they've only got 10. We're going to have a fair bit of time on, you'd think, because of the shenanigans after the first penalty. Here's Ilioski. Hayley Taylor-Young.
Well, you're right, though, Russ. It takes incredible mental aptitude to be able to step up again for a second opportunity and try and make something of that. And not many people would be able to do that. Kendall Fletcher is one of them. Such an experienced player. And
all hands to the pump for Glory. Everybody back. Everybody in a Canberra shirt in and around the penalty area except for Ilioski. coming up into stoppage time. We'll keep an eye on the board at the corner of our eye. Georgia Girardello, out of your shot, says 6 minutes of time added on. Plenty of time. Swung into the penalty area towards the far post. Charalambos underneath it. Just hooks it away.
Well, Perth Glory, desperation stakes at this point in time to try and hold on to the 1 point, and they're just looking to launch it long and get it away from their final third.
Kulizakis into the area. Finds Fletcher. She'll be burning inside to try and make up for that. You wouldn't count against her.
No, you wouldn't. This is where you see special things from players like Kendall Fletcher. She just does not give up. She'll just keep pushing and pushing until the final minute of this game.
Corner again for Canberra. They're racking them up. Galich to take. Fletcher comes as a short option. Plenty of shirts in the middle though, as you would expect. Towards the far post. Header from Kulizakis is wide.
There's Kulizakis rising high again for a far post ball, and she's been a target on 2 of those corners now, and Perth, as much as possible, are going to look to slow things down, but Lara Lee well alert to this, and she'll add time on if she needs to.
Well, you could say that Perth have ridden their luck in some parts, but they've deserved it the way they've played.
Look, they absolutely have. They've absorbed an incredible amount of pressure. They've created opportunities of their own, and they've capitalised on the chances they've had.
Kulizakis up towards Heyman. Anson won the header. Charalambos sends it down the park, looking to ease the situation defensively. Lowry in midfield, who's been strong. Nash finds Keir. Steps away from Jukic, who slides in to make it difficult and got a piece of the ball. And the Glory win themselves a free kick. 4 minutes to go.
And no doubt on this free kick here, they'll just slow things down, try and chew into as much of that extra 6 minutes as possible, and just body language across the park, understandably, is deflated. You can see the Canberra United girls are just clutching on here. Here's that challenge there.
Taylor Young with a little nudge in the back. Clipped forward. Kulizakis has it for Canberra.
Important now that Canberra United just look to get this into their attacking half of the field, look to create another opportunity.
Quite incredible second half. Heyman with a record-breaking goal. Stunning equaliser from Jukic, and then 2 missed penalties for Canberra United. Heyman sends it forward. Flannery has got half a yard here if she can keep this in. Prods it away from the first defender, and then anywhere will do. We
spoke about the emotional roller coaster that Canberra United fans and the Canberra United girls go through, and this second half has been no exception to that.
Hughes sends it into the area. It might break here for Fletcher, who's playing as an auxiliary striker at the moment. Galich, she tries her luck. It's deflected, and it might fall nicely here for Keir to pick something out into the middle. Anton away. No space for Jukic. Only Caitlin Douglas ahead of her. And Jukic using experience to eat up the clock and then send a decent ball towards Charalambos. It's going to come straight back though. Hughes timed the enemy for Canberra United. Slip forward towards Heyman. Does she have a piece of magic left in those boots? Huge amount of space on the left, on the right there, if they can find it. Here's Heyman in the penalty area. Michelle Heyman! She's won it for Canberra! Would you believe it? Michelle Heyman, with a minute to play, has put United 3-2 up. Football! Would you not believe it? Incredible scenes.
Oh, Russ, incredible scenes is spot on. Michelle Heyman, if anyone is going to finish in the 95th minute of a match, of a must-win match, it's going to be Michelle Heyman. You know, when Keely Richards, the goalkeeper, is running up to celebrate that goal, it means a lot. The fans, the bench, the girls are up in arms over that, and here we see that one again. A nice little 1-2. Demi Kulizakis, really great contribution to this game since she's come on. And Michelle Heyman, she does not miss from that space. Congratulations.
A stunning end to a quite extraordinary football match at Viking Park in Canberra. I barely asked the question if Michelle Heyman had magic left in the boots, and boy, she did. Yet another goal for the Michelle Heyman collection. We mentioned the Adelaide game, where they scored twice in stoppage time to win it, when they looked like it was going to be a draw. Hayley Taylor-Young into the penalty area. There's only about 60 seconds to play, and no one celebrated that goal more than Heyman, than Kendall Fletcher.
Lily Alfeld keen to turn this around really quickly, and Russ, I know you said there's only 60 seconds to go, but there's just so much tension remaining in this game, and
you're living it up here in this commentary box.
Russ, I am not coping up here.
It's been a super evening of football. It's been amazing to watch. Here's Koulazakis, ghosts past a couple. Now there's numbers in the penalty area. She's going to take it to the corner, surely.
Yeah, look, really, really good play there by Koulazakis. Maybe a few moments ago, Hayley Taylor-Young, not quite with the experience to understand to eat down the clock and to take it to the corner, but Koulazakis on the other end of things has chewed into sort of 15, 20 seconds of whatever remaining time there is.
The dub delivers again, with United gaining a most incredible 3 points. The roar around Viking Park, where you'd think they'd won the title. They've given themselves half a chance of being in the top 4 in the most incredible fashion going. Michelle Heyman, the hero again. 2 goals to take her past the record that Sam Kerr, she was level with. Quite incredible.
Oh, the incredible scenes is right, Russ, and I think you hit the nail on the head when you said that that goal meant more to no one else than it did to Kendall Fletcher, and she'll reflect closely on that. But Michelle Heyman, if anyone is going to step up in that occasion, it's her. Really great impact into the game from Demi Koulazakis, who was provider of that goal, and Michelle Heyman just had the mindfulness and the settled head to be able to finish in a nice far post finish in what must have been the 95th minute of this match. 2
missed penalties from Kendall Fletcher looked to have left the game tied at 2 apiece, but Michelle Heyman comes up trumps in stoppage time again. 2 for the match for her. It's 3 priceless points for Canberra United. Canberra United 3, Perth Glory 2. A great skill, it couldn't happen to a nicer group of players for them, could it?
No, that's exactly right. And you can see scenes down on the pitch here at the moment, Russ, of what it means to this group and what it means to the fans as well. And you could hear on that goal the elation, and at the full-time whistle, the relief, just the relief. Understandably, this was a must-win match for Canberra United. And
let's try and make sense of it all. I mean, this seemed such a long time ago now.
Look, it does, and I think to be fair, Canberra United had the better chances of this match this evening. They had better opportunities. This first one here from Nikki Flannery, she had a very similar opportunity earlier in the match and failed to capitalise, but that one she made no mistake in, and it was a really class finish.
And right about then, we didn't feel like we were going to get what we got, to be honest, did we? It was just that the goal that got us underway, and the game kicked on from there.
Yeah, and it was a real struggle from there as well. It felt as though neither side took ascendancy, but here again is Caitlin Douglas's finish, and it was an absolute class finish. You can't take that away from her, and she should be very pleased with her performance this evening. To get a goal like that against a quality keeper like Keely Richards, absolute credit to Caitlin Douglas.
Yeah, flicked it into the top corner, an outstanding finish to make it 1 apiece at the break. And in the second half, the record-breaking moments. Michelle Heyman, 71 W League goals.
Yeah, and this was a really special goal. I think Michelle, just knowing where the goal was and having that sort of ability as a striker of her experience, so she had a sort of second bite at the cherry there and made no mistake in finishing that one, and that was the record-winning goal there. So well done, Michelle Heyman, on that finish.
Keely Richards joining in the celebrations for that one to make it 2-1 to Canberra. There was a slip here which let Heyman in, and we thought Alfeld had done exceptionally well to do this, and then, well, you wouldn't expect anything else from a player of that quality.
Well, Alfeld did incredibly well on that first save. She closed the space down really well.